As the petrification beam closed in, his mind kicked into overdrive. He immediately hurled a bottle of revival fluid into the air, watching helplessly as his body slowly turned to stone. Every calculation had been precise, but the fear was still there. Luckily, the revival fluid came down and hit him dead on. The parts of Senku that had just begun to petrify were instantly reversed. Once the beam faded, his body returned completely to normal. He caught his breath and pushed himself back up, looking over at his companions, now frozen solid as stone statues. It was then he realized something crucial. The revival fluid could actively stop petrification mid-process. Just moments before, Ibara had followed a trail of footprints straight to Senku's experimental vehicle. Senku tried to catch him off guard by suddenly issuing a command to the petrification device over the phone. The moment Ibara heard it, he hit the ground and hurled the weapon away, but nothing happened. Senku quickly figured out that voice commands probably only worked at close range, so he climbed above Ibara and taunted him openly. Ibara was stunned. The entire island had been swallowed by the petrification light. How was Senku still standing? It all went back to when Senku's group was chasing Orashi. Chrome had noticed that the petrification beam traveled at a constant speed, and that gave him an idea. If everyone stood at equal distances apart and got petrified in sequence, Senku could calculate the exact moment the beam would reach him. Sion-ji suggested using the length of one experimental vehicle as the unit of measurement. Then Chrome had everyone stretch their arms out toward the light. The moment their fingertips began to turn to stone, they signaled it with their other hand. As those signals stacked up, Senku ran the numbers in his head and landed on his answer. He had to throw the revival fluid exactly 3 meters into the air. For seconds after petrification hit him, one wrong move and it was over. But Senku wasn't worried. He had been training this sense of timing for 3,700 years. He launched the bottle upward with perfect timing. Petrification crept up from his fingertips. The revival fluid came back down and landed right on them. Every newly petrified part snapped back instantly. When the beam finally disappeared, Senku was completely free. He was just about to smash the stone statues and retrieve the petrification device when Ibara caught up to him, so Senku deliberately left footprints as bait to throw him off. But the phone's voice system couldn't send commands to the device, and Ibara quickly snatched it back up. Senku seized the moment, grabbed a rope connected to the experimental vehicle's ignition, and sent the vehicle barreling straight at Ibara. He rushed over and grabbed the petrification device, only to find that Ibara had already vanished. Just as he tried to issue another command, a claw drove straight through his arm, then a kick sent him crashing to the ground, and the petrification device was back in Ibara's hands. Turns out Ibara had been wearing armor the whole time, built to block ranged attacks. He gloated about it, but when he turned around, Senku was already gone. Senku sprinted into the forest with everything he had, and Ibara tore after him. They reached the shoreline, and Senku had nowhere left to run. Ibara measured the distance between them, then immediately issued his command to the petrification device.
5 meters, 5 seconds. Take your time!